Continue with our show this evening, and I want to bring in Willis, the word master, to teach us some correct pronunciations of the Queen's language. Willis, it's great to see you. Good evening.
Good evening, Betty. It's a big run for you tonight, and so far I've loved what you're doing in Nairobi.
Thank you very much, Willis. Always a pleasure seeing you and having you on Friday Briefing as we learn before we bring in the weekend. And Willis, I just want to start with our normal stuff. That is word on the street. Let's just listen to our dear Kenyans and what they said this time round.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprentice. Apprentice. Apprentice.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Wow, Willis, you've heard that. Today, I know you say we're not supposed to be laughing, but those ones were crazy tonight.
No, laughing for learning. We laugh to learn, but not laughing at somebody because of mispronouncing an English word.
Yeah.
But we can laugh for the sake of spicing up our lesson. So, Betty, that now makes you even to, laugh while you're trying to suppress it. But the tricky aspect of that word, Betty, is, the ending, the terminal part. Now, in the first place, we don't say apprenticeship. Apprenticeship, apprenticeship, those ones are out. And in fact, to begin with, we say apprentice, an apprentice, not an apprentice. Then you say apprenticeship, an apprenticeship. That is the period that somebody serves, an employer for you to gain some skills and all that. So you will talk about George's apprenticeship took 2 years. So apprenticeship, not apprenticeship. In phonetics, we talk of assimilation. So don't say ties. After T, you go straight to ship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. Yeah?
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes,
I was about to go the kissy way, almost. All right, Willis. Moving on to
it happens, not even the kissy way. Betty, when it comes to the way communities mispronounce certain words, that is the first language influence. There is a place you'll go. If we have Gregory, you'll hear Gregory. If it is fish, you may hear fish. If it is lullaby, rarapai. If it is hunger, haga, it's widespread. But I know you are giving just an example.
I was just giving an example, Willis. It's because the Kenyans in Kisii, they really tried so hard with that word. Moving on to another word here, Willis, and I'll spell this one out. Tenaicity. Tenacity, is that how we go about that?
Yes. You say tenacity.
Right.
We have tenacious, but you say tenacity. Like when you are forming or when you are making a statement or a sentence, you can say all the employees worked with skill and tenacity, not tenacity. Okay. But we say tenacious.
Tenacious. All right. Well, let's moving on to this other word. I'll spell it out also. Charade. Charade.
Or what many people say, charade, and all that. To begin with, Betty, that ch, the sound ch, is not applicable when you're pronouncing that word. The digraph C and H form the sound or represent the sound sh, just like in chef. So you say a charade. The whole exercise was a charade. charade, not charade, not charade, not charade, and all that.
So it's
charade.
So it's not even charade.
Charade, no. You say charade.
Charade.
Just like you talk of facade. Facade, not facade, not facade. Charade, facade.
Interesting. Okay, I was wrong on that one. I thought it was charade, but now I know it's charade.
Nobody is perfect, Betty. Nobody is perfect. Nobody knows everything in a given language.
True. Willis, let's move on to this other word. And I know it as systemic. Is that the correct pronunciation, Willis?
Yes, you say systemic.
Okay.
Now, the problem is we have systemic and we have systematic.
Yeah.
Remember systemic, you can also say systemic. With the long vowel sound E. That letter E goes through transmutation, Betty, and you can say T, systemic. But systemic is also acceptable. So you have alternatives for that word. But we have systematic. Don't say systematic. Systematic, that is when something is done thoroughly or efficiently or according to plan. Systematic. But when we talk of systemic or systemic, that one we are referring to a case in which what is being talked about, like a drug, spreads to all parts of the body. Or when you talk of a systemic or a systemic kind of exercise, it is done, involving every part of it or every step of it, Betty.
Willis, that one's systemic, very interesting one, surprisingly. Moving on, Willis, to this other word, and I'll spell it out. E-D-I-F-I-C-E. Edifice? How do we go about that?
No, you say edifice. You're talking about a large, impressive building.
Yeah.
And you say edifice. Edifice, not edifice.
All right.
The problem with such words, Betty, just like you've heard people talking of novice instead of novice.
Right.
Hospice instead of hospice. And so many other words that end in ICE. People think that ICE should be eyes. That is how some people also think we say Willis, because my name, the spelling of my name ends in ICE. But it's like somebody's going to talk about allies for Alice. If you say edifice, novice, hospice, then you may go ahead and say allies, and you'll realize that that is a mispronunciation, Betty. So edifice is the correct or acceptable pronunciation of that word.
All right, Willis. Moving on to S-A-U-N-A, sauna, or sauna.
S-A-U-N-A. Betty, that one can be pronounced in two ways. Two acceptable pronunciations. In the first place, that the word origin, or when we are talking about the origin of that word, it is Finnish. But you can say sauna, na, or sauna. Sauna.
Or sauna.
Yes.
Interesting, Willis. Moving on to our feedback question. This one comes from Joyce Nafula of Mumias. She's asking about this word, S-E-V-E-R-E-D. You could hear severed, severed.
That is the past tense or past participle of sever.
Yeah.
That is, you say severed. Severed. Not severed, not severed.
Right.
To sever is to cut off links. Like now, when you sever links with another country, then the past tense or the past participle form of that word now is severed. So we should avoid severed or severed. Now, from Joyce Nafula, I can go through the others very fast.
Very quickly.
Tom Juma of Kisumu, Parliament, Environment, Cholesterol, and Flamboyant. Mohammed Yusuf and Hassan Hussein, you say graduate. Evelyn Andiva, you say serene. Peter Mwangi, you say flora and fauna. Fauna, now not fauna. You say fauna. And this one, if I'm not wrong, is from French. Then Junior Omoshi, Ajan, and siege. Don't say siege or sieke. You say siege. Under siege, not under siege or under sieke. Duke Shatter, you say out kutiwa or kuchua. Alex Munyao, you say quinoa or quinoa, and then you say Worcestershire, not Worcestershire, Worcestershire. Then anemone. Louis Tony Bundi, malaria, and you also say hi or you greet all those people in or that is, Maua Meru. Thank you so much, Louis Tony Bundi.
Okay.
John Muli, indictment, not indictment. Betty, have you heard somebody talking of indictment?
Yes, Willis, I've had several times.
Yes, that is a mispronunciation. You say to indict somebody or to be indicted, then we talk of indictment.
All right.
Alan Kisoyo of Mwanza, Tanzania, parachute. This may be a surprise, Betty. Parachute, not parachute. Many people say parachute. Chute, no. You say parachute. Then Lily Chepkurui of Kericho, you say gesture. A kind gesture, not gesture. You also say gestation, not gestation. Then Robert Orangi and Priska of Kisi, you say prejudice, not prejudice. Then straight, Betty, we can now go to the surprise word for tonight.
All right,
Willis. Or unless you have something else.
All right, we will be...
We go to the surprise word?
Yes, our surprise word.
Betty, when we talk about that part of a furniture where you can keep maybe, your pens, like when you have your office desk, you have that box which many people talk about or pronounce as drawer.
Yes.
Which is wrong. You say drawer, the drawer, not the drawer.
Drawer.
That box in a furniture is a drawer. But better remember, when we are talking about somebody who has written a check, you say drawer, drawer.
Okay.
What you do, you avoid pronouncing that W. You say drawer. And in fact, I can give you the transcription or the phonetic transcription right here for the benefit of our dear viewers.
Yeah.
You say drawer.
Drawer.
Drawer. Don't say drawer. W is not pronounced in that. That is when we are talking about the person who writes a check or somebody or a thing that draws. Like when we're talking about a draftsman or a draftswoman, you say a drawer. One who draws. A drawer.
Okay.
Drawer is like saying answer or saying sword. The weapon is a sword. Sword.
Okay.
Don't pronounce that W.
All right.
So when we come to the confusing words, Betty.
Yes, finally.
We have cheat and cheat. The upper word, C-H-I-T, has the short vowel sound E. Sit.
Yes.
Cheat. Pit. Lit. So don't say cheat when you are talking about the upper word, that is C-H-I-T. Cheat. Can I have a cheat from you, sir? Can I have a cheat from you, madam? Don't say, can I have a cheat? And the transcription I've given on the right now goes with that.
All right.
Cheat. But when we talk about C-H-E-A-T, we have the long vowel sound E. Cheat. To cheat somebody.
Right.
To cheat. Just like you can tell somebody, Betty, can you sit on that seat? Sit is S-I-T. Can you sit?
On that seat.
But you sit on a seat.
All right.
Seat is S-E-A-T, the long vowel sound E.
Okay.
That is the beauty and the good taste of good English pronunciations, Betty.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Willis. That was something from systematic. We've learned quite a number. As usual, yeah. Thank you very much, Willis. If you want to connect with Willis, you can tweet him at Willis Ochengwan. That's his Twitter handle, or just wait for Friday Briefing here every Friday when we have Mind Your Language, or is it Mind Your Pronunciations? All right, Willis, thank you very much for joining us.
Mind Your Pronunciations.
From Kisumu County. And we'll have him here back next Friday. All right.